I'm HC and this is my heart and soul story. So I saw the stop scrolling ad and I clicked on the little Instagram handle and I looked through and there was this video of Annie and Tristan doing the Tremble cover, and I just liked it. And then Heart and Soul sent me a DM and it was like, thanks for, I guess, scrolling through our page or something like that. Let us know if you want to visit. And so I just signed up to serve, and I signed up for worship team. And so then I had coffee with Annie and Tristan. I really liked them. They said Pastor Austin did not sugarcoat anything, and I really liked that. And so I had coffee with Austin and Sarah and Cash and Kobe. And from then on, it was history. I was there from a couple Sundays before lunch, and I've been there since. So when I first started coming to Heart and Soul, my friend group was, the girls at Tennessee and some of my friends from UCF. It was basically the cheer community, because when you're in college, that is your community. I had prayed really since I left Murfreesboro when I was a freshman in college, just for girls and for a really good, solid community, because in my experience, that's what had drawn me closer to the Lord. And so at Heart and Soul, I met Annie, I met Kara. At the time, my roommate Mackenzie and I had been going together pretty consistently. There are so many girls that I know I could call right now and just say, hey, this is what I really need to talk about, and they would be there for me and give me really great and Christ-centered encouragement, which is what I've prayed for so long. I spent my whole life leading up to the summer after I graduated, knowing that I probably was called to teach, but refusing to acknowledge it. And the reason was they don't get paid enough. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to settle for that. That's it. That's the end of the story. I'm going to go into the medical field and I'm going to work and make enough money to support myself and a future family. The Lord closed every single door that I thought would be wide open for me. And, I didn't want to go to pharmacy school. And that was the only thing that I had been accepted into. So pharmacy school, and I didn't want to go. The Lord was very clear, you don't want to go, don't do that. And so said no to pharmacy school, gave up my seat. I was like, well, if I'm good enough to get into pharmacy school, surely I'll be good enough to sell pharmaceutical products. Well, that was a big fat no, slam door in my face. Then the Lord was like, just apply to one teaching job. It was the middle end of the summer. I was feeling like I had absolutely nothing going for me. And I said, fine, I'll apply to a teaching job. As soon as they called me and said, will you accept the position for the chemistry teacher at Gibbs High School? And I was like, yes, absolutely. I decided right then and there that money was not gonna take anything else from what God wanted to do in my life. So non-negotiable, the first thing that I'm gonna do when I get my paycheck, because one, the Lord asked for the first fruits, not your leftovers, was I was gonna give my tithe every single time. The Lord really has worked in my heart, and it's been such a habit and a discipline of mine to trust the Lord before I put my trust in money. Culture Carriers definitely challenged me to step into more, I guess, of a leadership mindset, because I do love it, and it encouraged me to even start my own business. And there's been times when I questioned, what do I want to do with my life? Well, Culture Carriers definitely challenged me to take what I was good at, what I was passionate about, and what I genuinely loved, and find that happy area in the middle. You don't have to fit into that 9-to-5 box that the world tells you have to fit into. You can go and figure out what you are passionate about and what you do love and what you are good at, and then go with that. Those are the things that God's given you. I also wanted to bring Jesus into cheerleading, because cheerleading is a big part of my life, or it has been. I started this cheer business called Cheer by Design. When I started this business, I wanted to be the person that said, hey, you can still win national championships while following the Lord. Every girl that I work with, I just wanted them to know, and guys too, I just wanted them to know that there's more than just you're a cheerleader. You're in that place for a reason. You were called there for a purpose. And I've actually gotten to see 3 of my cheerleaders get baptized at Heart and Soul. And honestly, that's it. That really is all that matters. Money aside, the type of signs that you have aside, your cheer routine aside, the cheers that you do on the sideline, cut all of that. The stunts that you can do, cut it. All that matters in the grand scheme of things is that they said yes to Jesus. So in my high school, one of the big sayings that we always had was leave a legacy. It's not all about you. It's also about all of those people who have come through this program before you, and it's also about all of those people that will come through this program after you. I started Cheer by Design in hopes that I would get to pour into, these girls and guys who were once where I was. My goal with all of this was really to show these kids that there's so much more than, the sport that they play or the grades that they get. There's so much more, and they're worth so much more, and their price is so much higher. The legacy is eternal, and that's something that I've just carried with me. It's all that matters. We're only on this earth for 80-something years probably, and the peace that I have with that is, I'm gonna get to see some of my cheerleaders when I leave and when they leave. And hopefully I'll see so many people there that I would not have seen had I not lived. And that's what it's about. That's the legacy. You have to leave a legacy. I'm HC, and that was my heart and soul story.